Hello and welcome to the Author Webinar Series, brought to you by the Nonfiction Authors Association and Writers Conference. Since 2010, we have helped thousands of writers learn to write, publish, and promote books that make a difference in the world. If you are seeking guidance for your own author journey and want to reach your goals faster, you can learn about membership benefits, courses, and additional resources by visiting nonfictionauthorsassociation.com. We look forward to connecting with you and hope you enjoy this webinar.
Hey everyone, welcome to another free webinar from the Nonfiction Authors Association. I am your host, Stephanie Chandler, and I'm thrilled to welcome you with Chelsea Bennett from Lulu. She's the education manager there. She's fantastic. We're going to learn all about Lulu today. And I brought along a little show and tell. Chelsea, this is my Lulu Spiral Bound workbook. So you took my marketing class. I've been teaching our book marketing masterclass for a number of years now. And I originally set out to create some companion materials for the course. And it became this massive workbook I wasn't expecting. So we have been printing them with Lulu, and it's just, I love Spiral Bound and I love workbooks. We actually have a new workbook program coming that I'll be telling you all about soon, and also talking to Chelsea about at a later date. And so I'm just thrilled. I have worked with Lulu for almost 20 years. I originally first published my work with Lulu workbooks, and I was selling them off my website. So I have long been a fan. That is why they are a sponsor. We only work with sponsors that I can put my name behind and my thumbs up. So I'm a fan. I'm excited for you to learn about them today. So without further ado, I'm going to hand it over to Chelsea, let her give you all the information, and then we will stay and take your questions at the end. So Chelsea, take it away. Thanks for being here.
Yay, thank you so much for having me. And I will go ahead and share my screen. So Stephanie, is everything looking good?
Looks
on your end?
awesome.
You see a business cat over here? Okay, great. All right. Thank you guys for answering my little informal poll in the beginning to see who knew about Lulu and who didn't. Again, shout out to Joel and congratulations on your book. I look forward to checking it out. But today I'm just going to kind of go over the basics of Lulu, what you can do with Lulu, and then hopefully leave enough time for questions at the end, because I know, well, my favorite phrase in publishing is you don't know what you don't know. And even when you learn a lot, you feel like maybe you know less than you did before. So I hope that I can add some clarity here, but I also will leave time for questions and share my information at the end. So if there's something that comes to you in the 11th hour, oh.
You froze up there.
Oh no. Okay.
You're back.
I'm back.
You're
Okay.
back.
All right, good. Keeping you on your toes, people. So, all right, I'm just going to go over Lulu. As I said, I will leave questions or time for questions at the end. And you can email me if you have any questions that come to you outside of our time together today. So I will go ahead and get started. I will say, if there are comments or questions in the chat while I'm presenting, I won't be able to see them, but I will grab them at the end. All right, so to get started, I always like to let people know that Lulu is a real word. It means a remarkable person, object, or idea. We were founded in 2002 by Bob Young. Our platform is free to use. We have printed over 53 million books and counting, and paid out over $143 million in author revenues. So I'll talk to you a little bit about how you can get in on that here in a bit. And then our mission is that Lulu is dedicated to making the world a better place, one book at a time, through sustainable practices, innovative print-on-demand products, and a commitment to excellent service. All right, a little bit more about us before I dive in. I always like to share this. We are a certified B Corp. So B Corps are just for-profit companies that are certified by the nonprofit B Lab to meet standards of social and environmental performance, accountability, and transparency. We have been a B Corp since 2017, I think. So this is something that I'm really proud of. I'm really excited that Lulu has taken this pledge. If you are not familiar with the B Corp community, gift giving season is upon us, and it is a great community to look at for a better way or more conscious way maybe to spend your dollars. And there's all kinds of companies that are B corporations, so I encourage you to look them up. All right, but yes, this is me. If you joined a little bit early, you heard Stephanie ask about my cat, Batman. That is Batman. He will not be joining us today because he's not here, and also because he does not work, unfortunately. All right, so what does Lulu do? Books. We make books. Spoiler, but we do books. And this is really mainly our bread and butter. And I like to start with this slide because I like to share with people some of the different possibilities that are available to you with Lulu. So yes, we make books, but that can take so many different formats. So I like to run through these. As I shared, we printed over 53 million books, so it's hard to pick favorites, but these are a few that really caught my eye and that I really like. So up top is Big Bellied Merbabes. This is an older book, but I love it so much. It will be on this slide forever as long as I'm at Lulu because I just think it's so fun. This is a body positive coloring book. Beside that, we have The Little Alphabet Foodie, which is a really beautiful children's book. Beside that, we have a fashion magazine, Luxie House. Next to that one is Biscuits Calendars. So I'll talk a little bit about calendars and how you can make your own. But pet calendars are something that we see a ton of around the holidays. And Biscuit is a super handsome little man. So excited to see him here. You Must Be This Tall to Exit the Park is a novel that was based on a Twitter account. Tiny Home, Big Flava is a cookbook that's really beautiful, hardcover, full color. It also comes with its own soundtrack, which is something I have not seen before that I really liked. West Virginia Wasteland Bestiary is a graphic novel. Beside that, we have an anime sketchbook. Next to that, a self-care planner. So again, planners, journals, low and no content. We see a ton of that at Lulu. A lot of people having a lot of success with that product. And then beside that is Vecking. This is a professional photographer. I believe he's out of Atlanta, and he made his book with us, and we're honored to have it. It's a beautiful photo book. All right, so we help you publish, print, and prosper. That's our tagline. That's what we try to do at Lulu. So on this slide, I'm going to kind of run through a few of the things that we do or we have available to you to help you do that. And then we have, I would be rude to not introduce Ruben the Bulldog, who is this handsome guy on the side of this slide. And he is also, his human rather, makes calendars with us every year. And they raise money for the fundraiser, Bullies to the Rescue. So again, a really fun and interesting way to use our platform to raise awareness for a cause you care about, to make fun content, or just to share your beautiful pet. So at Lulu, as I mentioned, it is free to publish at Lulu. It's free to create an account. You only pay when you want to buy print copies of your books. We don't charge any fees for uploads or revision fees. So if you are working with maybe another platform and you are looking to make a switch, or you just have several titles that you want to publish, you don't have to pay title upload fees with Lulu. And once you publish them and get your proof copy that I know you will all do because you're professionals, if you see an error or any problems with it, you can revise that at no cost. We also have a ton of free resources. So at Lulu, we don't make money unless our authors are making money. So we do everything we can to create content like this, to put out YouTube videos and tutorials, to have updated blog posts about how to publish and market smarter. We have a podcast as well, which I'll talk about. But we have a ton of free content available to you to answer all the questions that we've seen in our time at Lulu. Obviously, message me if we're missing some, but definitely check that out. As I said, we have our Publish and Prosper podcast. We have over 3,000 possible format, color, and size variations available to you. And I'll share what my favorite tool is at Lulu, but that's our pricing calculator. I always recommend for folks to start there. You can get there at lulu.com/pricing. That way you can see exactly what it's going to cost to make your book, and I'll show you exactly what that'll look like in a minute. We also offer paperback, coil-bound, hardcover, case strap, and dust jacket binding, as well as saddle stitch and calendar wire O bindings. Stephanie had mentioned this at the beginning, but coil binding is really a standout product for us. Not that many other providers in our space offer it. So if you are looking to make a workbook or a cookbook or just a notebook, journal, planner, coil binding is great for that. I'm such a fan of it because the lay flat capability just makes it so easy and functional while still being really a beautiful product. We also have a built-in cover tool. So if you are at that space where you're just trying to test Lulu out and you aren't sure exactly, maybe you don't want to pay for a cover designer yet or you're not there yet, you can very easily create a product, maybe get a template from us for a notebook or journal, then download that, create your own cover on the site, get it in and out, just test it out and see what you think. We have a Hire a Pro page. So if you do need help with cover design, formatting, editing, anything like that, then check that out. Our order import tool is fantastic for placing multiple orders at once. So if you are fulfilling a crowdfunding campaign, if you are sending out ARCs, if you are trying to fulfill gifts, or if you just have a bunch of people who have ordered your book one way or the other, maybe you don't have a direct sales integration yet, then you can put all that information, so customer names, the product they're ordering, and shipping address into a CSV file, upload it to Lulu, and place all of those orders at once. And that can also be great for pre-sales as well. We have a global print network. So I think we have 7 or 8 printers online right now, but they're all across the world. So this can really help us negate shipping times as well as shipping expenses. So that's also something, if you have a global audience, we can get your books to them easily. And then we have multiple ways to sell. So I'll talk about all these, but we have our Lulu bookstore, what we call global or retail distribution, and then Lulu Direct as well. All right, so as I said, we are free to publish. All you need to do to publish on Lulu is create an account and then upload your interior file and your cover file, or you can create one on our site. You will need 2 PDFs to publish with Lulu. So again, one for your interior file and one for your cover file. Again, we'll recommend the pricing calculator. I'll show you a video of that in a second. If you started our pricing calculator, you can get templates for your specific book, your trim size, and your page count. And that can be a great way to start, especially if you're working with a designer, for someone formatting your book to make sure they're staying within the specifications that you need. Since we are print on demand, there are no minimums or maximums. So after this presentation, if you are just so excited, you can go to Lulu today, buy 1 copy of your book or buy 1 copy of a notebook or journal you want to create, see what you think, and then make a decision from there. And then we do have bulk discounts as well. We also publish in print and ebook format. So again, I said we have over 3,000 formats to choose from. That you can see all of those and make sure you're getting exactly what you're looking for. And we also offer global distribution or retail distribution and direct sales. So you can sell your book your way. So as I said, we've got 3 ways to sell, with the Lulu bookstore being the first, global distribution or retail distribution. So you can use Lulu as a way to get on Ingram's catalog or Amazon, and then Lulu Direct, which will allow you to sell books directly through your own website. Or you can just combine all 3, mix and match, whatever's going to work for you and your audience. All right, so how do you do it? How do you actually publish and print with Lulu? All right, so as promised, I'm just gonna play this video really quickly. So this is our pricing calculator. So for those of you who said that you were new to Lulu, not familiar, this is my favorite tool that we have. It's such a great starting point. That icon means global distribution or retail distribution. Not every format is available for that. Coil bound is one of those, so be aware. But what you want to do is go ahead and put in your book size, your page count, and then based on the specifications you put in, it'll allow you to pick selections available for that information. So I put in my trim size. We're going to go case wrap. You can do standard, premium, black and white, or color. Pick your paper type, and then your matte or your gloss finish. So on this side, you'll see it's going to be building your book as you choose those selections. And then you can download templates for your interior file and your custom cover file as well. If you scroll down on that page, then you'll also see shipping estimates, your retail revenue estimates, and how much you can make through all of our sales channels, bulk discounts as well. So it's just a great place to start to really get you thinking about, what is your book going to cost you? What is your per unit cost? What's your retail revenue going to be? What are you going to make through the Lulu bookstore? So I love that resource, and I always encourage people to start there. Okay, so this video, I'm going to do double speed because I don't think I talk fast enough. So I just want to make sure I'm at level 2. Okay, this is how you will upload your book. I like to show this video because I know that we'll talk about how to do it, but I think it's really helpful to really show you what the platform looks like. So you'll go in and pick if you want to use Lulu as just a printer, or if you'd like to publish or do direct sales. Then you'll put in the basic information here, like your language and the book category. Then you'll move on to copyright. I'll also say, if you just want to use Lulu as a printer, if you want to buy in bulk, or you just want to test this out, then this will be quite truncated. So you'll just go to Start, Design, and then Review. If you want to publish your book and then put it through retail sales or through the Lulu bookstore, you will need all this extra information. So you'll see I'm putting it in here. I am using a public domain book, so I'm giving Mr. London, he can have all the credit. If you come to Lulu, you can bring your own ISBN or use a free one from us. If you use a free one, we will give you the barcode. One important thing to note there is that it will say that lulu.com is the publishing imprint. That may or may not matter to you. If you are planning on publishing multiple books and you would like to publish under your own name or imprint, you can bring your own. But it's just good to be aware that if you use one of ours, it'll say that we published the book and you can't take it with you if you leave our platform. So here you're uploading your interior file. Much like our pricing calculator, you're picking your selections of how you want your book to look. I love a matte cover. And then you will upload or create your own cover within our platform. So I uploaded this. I think I made this in Canva. If you are familiar with Canva, our cover designer is very similar to that. But Canva is an amazing tool. And so if that works for you, then go with it. Once your files are uploaded and accepted, you'll have this preview tool. So you can flip through and just make sure everything's good, falls within the margins and those guidelines that we're seeing here. So I recommend you flip through. I also recommend that you download the PDF files, the print-ready files that we'll have available for you, just so you have them on hand. Once your book looks good, it looks like everything's going to print appropriately, then go ahead and add in your description. You see me here just wordsmithing a wonderful description about this book. We also offer the opportunity for you to put in contributor notes, a table of contents if you want to really let readers know what's in the book. And then you'll want to work on your categories and keywords. So we'll let you pick your category, and then we have BISAC categories as well. You have to do at least one, but we recommend up to 3. So BISAC categories basically just allow retailers, or let them know how to categorize and store your book, or sell it rather. So they'll know what section of the bookstore to put it in and how to serve it up when people are searching for it. Your keywords will help with that as well. On this page, you can set your retail price. So you can either do a revenue goal. So here I'm saying I want to make $5 a book. So it's going to auto-populate what I need to set for my sale price. You can also go with a fixed list price. So if you say, I know that I just want to sell this book for $10 across the board, then it'll tell you what you can make and how to do that as well. It'll also give you breakdowns of what your revenue will be in global distribution, as well as the Lulu bookstore. You don't have to do those, but it'll tell you which ones to do. I'm going to give myself all the money because Mr. London has not responded to my emails. And then here you will look at all the information you put in and make sure everything looks good. So this is just the review step. I know that it gets exciting when you start getting to the end. Do not skip this step. Do not publish your book until everything looks good. I have heard so many horror stories. I've worked with so many authors who rush through this and publish with an ISBN. Then if you notice a change with the metadata of that book, you have to start from square one and get a new ISBN and do all these things. So just take the time to review all that information and make sure it is correct. So once your book is published, you'll have some options here for selling. You can publish it immediately to the Lulu bookstore, but again, we're all professionals here, so no one's going to do that. We're going to order a proof copy first. And then you can put your book in global distribution as well, or retail distribution. Order your proof copy, add to cart, and we're all good there. So I do want to say one more thing about the Lulu bookstore. When you publish your book, you can make it available immediately to the Lulu bookstore. We have 3 levels of access there. So we have general access, which means it's available to everyone. Anyone who comes to the bookstore and searches your book can find it. We have select access, and that means that only people that have a link to your book can find it. So this is really great if you're maybe doing a course, or you have a companion to other work that you're doing, or maybe you have some beta readers or an editor that needs access to it, but you don't want anyone else to. The select access is great for that. And then we have private access, and that means that only you have access to the book. So maybe you publish it on Lulu and you have an event coming up and you want, or a launch or something like that, and you don't want anyone to find it until it's launch day or you have your event. Private access is a great way to start. We also will default to private access, and so that really allows you time to get your proof copy, review it, and make sure everything looks good before you open up the hatches and invite everyone to buy your wonderful book. All right, so that is how you publish and print with Lulu. Again, I know sometimes when I do things like this, it's like drinking from a fire hose. I'm going a mile a minute. I will have time for questions at the end. Please be thinking about those. I'm happy to answer them. So that is how you publish and print with Lulu. Again, you can use Lulu as a publisher. You can use Lulu as just a printer, depending on your needs. And here is how you can prosper with Lulu. So we're going to talk about how to sell with Lulu or how to go wide. So Selling with Lulu, I love this used car salesman dog. He brings me so much joy. I hope he'll do the same for you. So going wide with Lulu, I just mean going through all of our sales channels. Again, you don't have to use all of these. You can use none of them. And if you are already on Amazon, if you're already using some other retail distribution channels, usually we can come alongside you and support you in another way, expand your audience reach, and offer you another channel to sell through, but it's completely up to you. So as I mentioned, we have the Lulu bookstore. We don't charge distribution or production fees. You keep 80% of the earned revenue from every sale. So if you do go through Lulu and you sell through general access or select access, every book that you sell, you get 80% of the revenue. So if your book costs $5 to make and you sell it for 15, of that $10 of revenue, you get 8 and Lulu gets 2. For ebooks, that split is 90-10. So you get 90% and Lulu gets 10. We also sell through retail distribution, and we can connect your book to over 40,000 retailers and libraries. So we sell through major distributors, Ingram, Amazon, and more retailers like that. So if that is something you're interested in, we can also help you there. And you can sell on your own site. So this is one of the things that really sets us apart from some other folks that are in this space, is that we offer direct sales. So what that means is that you sell your books through your own website, and I will go over the pros and cons of that. Actually, I'm not really including any cons, they're only pros, but I'm gonna go over some of the benefits rather of selling your books directly through your own website and how we can help you facilitate that. But essentially, it's just having your own website, selling your books through it, the order comes to Lulu, and we print and fulfill it. All right, so direct sales with Lulu. We have a couple different ways you can do this. If you already have a website and it's built on Wix, WooCommerce, or Shopify, we integrate very well with those. If you built your website on another platform, then our API might be something that you would want to look into. Our API can kind of plug into any website. Our e-commerce solutions or Lulu Direct will kind of work better or best with Wix, WooCommerce, and Shopify right now. So when you sell books through your own website, that means that you can control the user journey. You keep 100% of the profit since you're cutting out the middleman. You can collect customer data. So if you're not sure what that means or why that would be valuable to you, it really allows you to look at your author business or your authorship or whatever as a business. So you're publishing books, you're selling these books, and now with direct sales, you can see who is actually buying your books. This is so transformative for you and your author business because then you can grow your email list, you can connect with the people who are buying your books, you can see if you run an ad campaign, are you seeing sales come to your website, are you driving traffic to your website? You can really measure all of these things much better than selling through a third party. So the name of the game really is, I think, going wide, putting your book wherever your readers are. And that's great. But what that comes with, if you're selling through a third party, whether it be Amazon or Lulu, you can't see who is buying your books. You see that you're selling books, and that is wonderful, but you can't see who bought them. So by including a direct sales method, you're funneling some of that traffic to your website, and then you're able to see, oh, I went and did this speaking engagement. I sold 10 books that day. That was worth it to me. Or I ran these Facebook ads. I can see that while those ads were running, I sold this amount of books. That's great. That was worth it. I'll do that again. You can build out your email list, which is just such a huge marketing tool. If you don't have an email list, think about it. It's really worth your time. And when you are able to collect that data, you can reach out to them and say, hey, did you like my book? Or hey, how did you find out about me? Hey, I'm doing a flash sale. I have another book coming up. Here's a discount code to tell a friend to buy the book to. So a ton of opportunities there if you're able to really grow that list. And it starts allowing you the opportunity to build relationships with your readers and not just transactions. So something to think about there. With our direct sales, with all of our Lulu solutions, the print and fulfillment is automated. So you don't have to pack and ship anything. Orders will come through either the Lulu website or your website, and we will print and fulfill them. We also offer white label drop shipping with Lulu Direct. So what this means is that a customer or reader comes to your website, they buy your book, they check out on your website. When they get the book in the mail, your branding is on it and not ours. So no one has to know that we're working together. It can really look like you have your own print shop and imprint that's running behind the scenes. As I mentioned, we have a global print network. This is, of course, available to you as well with Lulu Direct. You can get paid faster. So with Lulu, we pay monthly through PayPal or quarterly via check. I think Amazon maybe does 30, 60, 90 days, something like that. So again, when you're going through a third party, getting paid can take a couple weeks or months. If you are selling through your own website, these e-commerce platforms pay out much faster, many times in 24 to 48 hours. So having access to that cash flow sooner can really help you market smarter, reinvest in your marketing efforts, reinvest in your next book, delight your customers. All kinds of things are available to you when you're able to access that capital a little bit quicker. And as I mentioned, we integrate with Wix, WooCommerce for WordPress, Shopify, and then we have our print API as well. All right, so Lulu users in the wild. So I will share, I need to change this slide, I know that. I thought it was a 2020 thing. If you know, you know. This guy doesn't publish with us, I think he's still in jail. But I wanted to share some examples of people who are actually using Lulu and what that looks like. So the first one is, this is a screenshot I took from the Lulu bookstore. So this is a nonfiction book, Lead Like a Genius. This, when you publish your book to the Lulu bookstore, this is what it's gonna look like. So you will have your URL, your specific listing. You can send it to anyone, they can all find it. They can also search the bookstore and find it. It's just very simple. You can share it to social media. If you have people that leave you reviews on Lulu, you can see it there as well. And then we have the add to cart. What I did not include, what I'm realizing now was not smart, but you can go look at this right now in the Lulu bookstore. But below this is the book description. So everything that you put into your description in the publishing phase will display here. Also your keywords. So people, if they search the Lulu bookstore for leadership books or business books or anything like that, a book like this would come up. Also searching the author name, but you can put in that information, and then it'll also say the specs of the book. So I really love this for your potential readers because they're coming to the page, they can see the trim size, they can see if it's hardcover or paperback, they can see how many pages are in it. And I love this because a lot of times in this age of the internet, especially with the AI age that we're in, sometimes we buy things online and they're not what they're supposed to be. And I'm sure we all know someone or have been that person who have bought something and it was not what the thumbnail looked like. So I like this because if your book is a little bit more expensive, then your readers can say, oh, well, it's full color, it's hardcover, it's the large format, all of those things. So it's really transparent in what you're getting, and I appreciate that. You can also link to your author spotlight. So Lulu offers author spotlight pages for free. If you are publishing multiple books with us, then you can put your author spotlight on the page as well so that when folks see one book and they like it, they can easily find your others. Oh, and this is a great book. This is a children's book. Oh, and this has a little bit more. So this, you can see a little bit of the description. This is a beautiful children's book by Marcus Amaker, was actually the poet laureate for Charleston a couple years ago. But again, another great example of a book on the Lulu bookstore. Okay. So this woman, I love what she's done. She has published a book with us and she was doing direct sales. So I did just some screenshots of her campaign to share why she was selling directly and not on Amazon. So if you are thinking of leaving Amazon, if you're thinking about what that might look like, will your readers follow you? Take a note from Christy. I like what she's done here because she just in the beginning did what some people will call like writing in public or working in public, which means that when you take on a project, you talk about it. You talk about it through the whole process. So there's some accountability there. People are following along. And that's what she did. I'm sorry, Katie. Katie started telling people, I'm going to publish this book. The Social Shift is her book. And she decided to sell it directly through her own website using Lulu Direct and not list it on Amazon or anything like that. So that's a bold move. You know, you are, in the beginning at least, kind of cutting out these other sales channels. It may or may not make sense for you, but for her, she gave everyone plenty of lead time to know exactly how and where to buy the book and why she was doing it. And what I found is that when you are clear with your audience that, hey, selling direct makes more sense for me financially, it makes sense for me for my business, I can grow my business because I'm getting this extra data, I'm earning more revenue, buy it from my website. Maybe I'll have it available these other places, but if you really want to support me and the work that I'm doing, buy it from my website. And most times, 9 times out of 10, your fans want to support you. They want you to keep doing the work that they are there to buy, so they want to support you and allow you to do that. So these are just a couple posts from her where she's sharing the book and she's talking about her journey. But I love this approach to direct sales, because she's told people in the beginning, this is what I'm doing. She allowed them to follow along with her and then built this momentum and excitement that she's bucking the trend and going a different way and why she's doing it. So transparency can go a long way if you do want to approach direct sales or adopt that and share that with your audience. All right, this is Phoebe Garnsworthy, another great example of what direct sales can look like. So I like this example, and I start here with her because her whole vibe, her whole brand is meditation, thoughtfulness, relaxation, affirmations, all that good stuff. Are you not relaxed right now? Look at this. Look at this. I love her website. It's just like a moment of, right when you land on it. And so when you sell direct, you can do this. You know, when you go to Amazon to buy a book, I'm not knocking Amazon. They're the little guy. I'm not going to do that. But when you go to Amazon, there's a lot of noise. There's a lot of things competing for your attention. For you, if you decide to sell directly, you curate the customer journey. You decide what your readers see when they land on your homepage. You decide what books you want to put in front of them first. Here, Phoebe is saying, here she has her email sign up right above the fold. So it's one of the first things that you'll see. And she's giving you a free meditation to join her email list. So if you are an author or someone who has a framework or a coursework or a methodology, maybe give a free webinar or white paper to invite people to sign up for your email list. So I like to start here because I want you to think about what this might look like for you and how you can get your readers, your customers, your audience right in the frame of mind that you need them to be in and that you want them to be in right when they land on your homepage. So Phoebe does a great job of this. When we move down her page a little bit, we see the books that she wants to highlight. What I like about this example is Daily Rituals is the top one, and then we have some others by her below that. So when you go to Amazon or wherever, a lot of places do this now, if you buy something, you'll see that kind of text under the purchase or somewhere that may say, other people also bought. You can do that on your own website. And the other things that people also bought can be your things in your books. And so she's done that here. And she may decide tomorrow that she wants Align with Soul to be the book that she puts forward. She may want to boost her backlist, I Affirm with Power, the Daily Rituals, Remember the Witch Within, whichever. When you are selling books to your own website, you can completely control what books you're promoting, what books you want to take down, if you want to do a flash sale, all that good stuff. All right, I know that this is a Nonfiction Authors Association, but I think this is such a beautiful book. Katie Cross is a fiction author that works with us. She uses Lulu Direct for Shopify. This is such a beautiful book, but again, just showing some of the things that you can do when you're selling your book through your own website. So you see right now, at the time that I took this screenshot, she's having a sale. She is saying, here are the things that are frequently
And there, you're coming back. All right, we lost you for a second. Here we go.
What was the last thing that you heard me say?
You just started talking about the book.
Okay, all right, good, all right. I was still talking about the book. So for the book, so this is, I love what she's done here because she has the frequently bought together, and you can do that too. So she's saying, if you love this book, then you will love these others that I have. She has her Audible links, she has the book on sale, and then, again, this is more for fiction authors, but she has exactly what you can expect in her book. So it's clean romantasy, not related to her other books, butterfly-sized dragons, closed-door romance, all that stuff. So you can really go into detail and really set your readers' expectations appropriately when you have this much space and real estate to work with. And so I think that Katie is just a phenomenal example of that. All right, and the last one, this really has nothing, this has nothing to do with anything I'm talking about. I just came across this. This is wholesome Amish romance, which is great. I think we're all sick of, you know, the really graphic Amish romance, but quilty until proven innocent. I love that. I have no notes, but this is another example of someone using Lulu Direct for Shopify, and I love this example, and I just thought quilty until proven innocent is maybe the best title I've ever heard. So wanted to share that with you. And the last thing I will say before I will open it up to questions, we should have plenty of time for your all's questions, so drop them in the chat. Gift giving season is upon us. Believe it or not. I know I was at the beginning of the call before we got started, we were talking about fall and pumpkin spice and all those good things, but the holidays will be upon us soon, and Lulu is a great place for creating custom gifts. We do calendars. Calendars are really easy to make. We have a great tool where you can just drag and drop your photos in and give those as gifts. It takes not a lot of time to make one. And what I really like about our calendar builder is you can also put in your dates. So birthdays, holidays, if there's anything that you want someone to remember or to be thinking about, then you can add those custom dates in your calendar. So I love that feature. It's always really fun to put some funny ones in there or relevant to the people you're gifting. I've given calendars as gifts, like custom calendars to people so many times. It's such a hit. People love it and it seems so thoughtful because it is. And then again, if you have a pet lover in your life, nothing is better than giving the cat or dog or lizard or bird lover in your life a calendar of their pet. They will be floored, I promise. And then also custom design, or you can design custom journals, notebooks, and planners. We have free interior files on our website that are 100 or 200 pages. They're blank, line, dot, or grid. So you can download those and create a cover and you're done. It takes I was going to say an afternoon, but that depends on how much time you want to spend. You can do it in half an hour if you wanted, probably less time. But I just wanted to share this. If you are thinking about gifts and your gift list, or if you haven't thought about that yet, custom journals and calendars are such great gifts. I've given them so many times. So another thing to think about with Lulu, again, we're print on demand, so you can make one, change the cover 100 times, and then you're done with your gift list. It can be great for client gifts, end of year gifts, if you want to delight your customers. These can all be great. And then calendars are just wonderful if you want to stay top of mind with your audience. Calendars, a physical calendar can be a really great way to do that. All right. And we are at the end of my spiel. If you are an NFAA member, which I'm guessing you all are, then you can use the 15% off code with NFAA15. I've got some resources here for you that you can check out: our podcast, our YouTube channel, our blog, lulu.com, of course. And my email address is cbennett@lulu.com. If you have any questions about what I said today, I will be happy to answer them if I don't get to them right now. So I'll stop sharing my screen.
Fabulous. Thank you so much, Chelsea. Lots of questions. If you have questions, please pop them in the Q&A. I tried to jot some of them down from the chat as well. Discount code is NFAA15. NFAA15. So first question. Hi, I have done a ton of research and Lulu is one of the very few self-publishing options that does offer high quality photography in its work, but the resulting prices are super high, especially if you want to sell books. Any thoughts or suggestions about this? And I will just add, color printing is expensive no matter what. So Chelsea, I'm sure you get this question all the time.
Yes, yeah, we do. And photo books are very expensive. Full color is very expensive. So there are a couple things you could do depending on how you want to sell. You could buy in bulk. That'll bring your per unit cost down. You could play around with premium color versus standard color. That's going to bring the cost down. You can sign up for our email list. So every week we do promos, so you can get a discount on the print. But I would also say you also have to think about the quality. So at Lulu, since I've been here, what we say kind of in our offices, we're never going to race to the bottom. So we're not going to cut costs and sacrifice quality. We stand behind our photo books and how nice they look. So if, buying in bulk and maybe saving some money there, or looking at our promos and saving money there, trying to time that. The holidays are coming up. We'll have some great ones coming up as well. So if that doesn't work, then maybe playing around with trim sizes, maybe making it a little bit smaller, and again, trying our standard ink versus premium. All of those things could help you. If you put all of them together, that could bring that number down a little bit for you.
And I'll just add, in general, color printing is very expensive. If you really need to bring the cost down, that's when you end up printing overseas. And you have to buy pallets of books in order to save. So that is the trade-off with print on demand. And I will say Lulu came to our rescue probably over a year ago now. We had a high-end full color book by a celebrity. They weren't price sensitive and it was a very large, they wanted as premium could be. And I will tell you, the other POD printers couldn't match the quality that Lulu offered. And we were able to do a very large print run quickly of a very premium version of that book. So let me just say, it is a trade-off when you're not printing overseas, but if you print overseas, you're going to have to order 2,000 books. You're going to wait for them to come through customs. It's going to take months. And that's really the only alternative.
Yeah, and I will add one other thing that could be interesting is Kickstarter or crowdfunding. If you
Mm.
know your audience and they're interested in it and this is a product that they want, then be transparent. Say these books are expensive. If you and it doesn't have to be thousands of dollars. You could do a Kickstarter for $1,000, $2,000, and ask people to back you so you can actually get it fulfilled and out the door. That might be another option for you.
Yes, great. Dinah said, you mentioned a book that came with a soundtrack. How do you accomplish
Oh,
that?
yes. So this was Tiny Home Big Flava is a cookbook. These people were living the van life until they had a kid, and then it gets real small when you have a child with you. But they made this cookbook, and what they did was they put a playlist in the beginning, and they just had a QR code that went to Spotify, and so it played along with the book. So they had their playlist in there, and I've seen a lot of people. The time that we live in now, a lot of people are doing these multimedia projects where they are putting QR codes in or just links. And so while if you have a cookbook, put a QR code in of the video of how to make the recipe, or for these folks, it was a song that they thought went well with it. So a lot of opportunities there, but that's how they did it.
I love that they tied that in with a Spotify playlist because anyone can create a Spotify playlist and
Yeah,
then you can share that. That's a really fun addition.
I agree.
PJ asks, which is more popular, ebooks as PDFs or as EPUB files?
I think, well, I'll say this with a caveat because I don't read a lot of ebooks and I don't work with a lot of our ebook authors, but I would say PDF just because it's easier. And to work with Lulu, you have to have a PDF file anyway to create a print book. So a lot of our authors make that shift or make that extra product, and it's a little bit easier that way. But if you want me to actually find some hard data, email me, cbennett@lulu.com, and I can tell you what our team is seeing on the other end of that.
Paul asks, if we sell through the Lulu shop, is the 20% Lulu keeps in addition to the print fee?
No, it's all wrapped together. I mean, that print fee is in that 20%. So we're taking that and then you're getting all the revenue outside of it. And that's how we calculate it is the manufacturing cost is the print cost. So the revenue is outside of that. So the example I gave, if your book costs $5 to make, that's the manufacturing cost. Your revenue is $10 if you sell it for 15. So the $2 out of that, you get 8.
So yes, it is in addition because you have the hard cost of the print
That's right,
fee.
yes.
Can calendars, notebooks, etc., be sold by print on demand in the Lulu bookstore?
Yeah, all of our products can be sold through the Lulu bookstore, and you don't have to have an ISBN for them. You can also sell all of our trim sizes and our products through your own website if you want to use Lulu Direct or our print API. So you can absolutely do that. Yes, it's one. But when I went through the pricing calculator, if you do want to put a book through retail distribution, just make sure it has the global distribution icon in the corner, and then you'll know that it's good to go.
Lily says my book contains 56 color images spread throughout. For print on demand, are only the pages with images counted as color pages? One of the rest is in black and white.
No, unfortunately you will have to pick color or black and white. So again, standard color maybe work for you if you don't have a ton of images in it, but we don't have the capability right now for you to say 30 pages are color, the rest is black and white. So you kind of have to just pick one or the other at the beginning.
Yeah, the whole book has to come off a color printer.
Yeah.
And that's standard really in the industry for print on demand. I tried to capture some of the comments in the chat format that you upload to Lulu. So you do that with PDF files, correct?
Yeah, I mean, we found that PDFs have the least amount of kind of shifting or weirdness, I would say, when you upload them. We do only accept PDF files. That is also, most programs, and you would design your book in any way, you can easily export as a PDF, so it shouldn't be that hard to create. But again, if you start at the pricing calculator and get those templates and files, then that's a good place to start and a good way to just make sure when you go to upload, you're not going to run into any issues.
Does Lulu have other products like bookmarks, etc.?
We don't. Unfortunately, we do not. And it's because since we have a global print network of 7 or 8 printers, we would have to standardize that across all of them. This is across countries. And so it would be very difficult for us to standardize that. I'm not saying we'll never do it, but right now we do not offer that, no.
Which piggybacks on another question. Does selling direct through Lulu also work for worldwide shipping?
Yes, yeah, absolutely. And Again, we have printers in Canada, Australia, obviously the US, the UK, France, and 2 or 3 others. So we can get your books wherever your readers are. Your book is going to route to the printer closest to the recipient or that address. So again, that can help us negate some shipping times and shipping costs as well.
What kinds of services are offered in the Hire a Pro page?
Oh yeah, the Hire a Pro page. So we have it broken out into basically what you need. So we'll have full service providers that are like hybrid publishers that maybe will help you edit, format, market, but they'll use Lulu to print the book. We have people that it can just help with formatting or editing, cover design. I think we have a community section and FAA is on there. So it really just depends on what you're looking for, but we have it broken out into categories that would be helpful to you.
When publishing on the Lulu and you mark your book private, will it remain private indefinitely?
Yeah, it'll until you make that change, it will. Yes.
Can you, if you already have a book on Amazon, can you also publish it to Lulu?
You can. There are pros and cons to doing that. I usually recommend to people to do a different format with Lulu just so it doesn't cause confusion when people pull up your book, or they may see, unless you publish it through Lulu on Amazon. But if it's already up on Amazon, a lot of people will use us to do a hardcover version, maybe a coil bound version or something like that. But yes, you can. But if you have an ASIN or the ISBN that Amazon gives you, you can't bring that to Lulu. You will have to get a new ISBN number. But yes, the short answer is you can absolutely do that.
Do you have people you can hire for promotion and marketing?
Yeah, on the Hire a Pro page, we have a couple businesses listed there. And much like Stephanie, we have good relationships with all these people. We know they're going to treat our authors well. So it's people that we stand behind, but you can absolutely go there. We might have a marketing section broken out and you can peruse and see who we have on there and if that's a good fit for you.
Hopefully, did I miss any questions in the chat? If I did, please pop them into Q&A. Paul is or Patty, I'm sorry, is asking, can you walk through an example with steps to use 6? What is 6?
I don't know.
I'm
I
not
think
sure
I
what
need a
that
bit more
means.
context.
Can you clarify for us, Patty, please?
Wigs. Oh, okay, wigs.
Wix,
Yes.
okay.
Well, the very high level explanation is that you would go to Wix, you would create, I don't know their tiers, I would imagine you pay monthly or something. So you just pick whatever package that you want, build your website, and then you'll come to Lulu, upload your book, you'll put in the URL of your Wix website so that we can connect Lulu Direct with your Wix store. I always recommend to do end-to-end testing, which just means once your store is live or once your Wix store is integrated with Lulu, go through the whole process of going to your homepage, looking for your book, buying your book, adding to cart, all that good stuff. So you know the process. You can eliminate any friction if your book is hard to find, if it's unclear what it is, and then get the book in the mail. So you will see the whole process. When someone comes to your website, your Wix website, and all of our Lulu Direct solutions, and they order a book, that order is transmitted to Lulu to print and fulfill. And then your readers it's white labeled, so they just get your branding on the packing slip. We're not in touch with your customers. We won't communicate with them. That's your information, not ours. So that's a very quick and dirty way of how that will work.
Does Lulu work with a Squarespace website?
You can work with Squarespace, and we do have our API, which will work with anything that you have set up. I will also note that with our print API, you can customize any books with Lulu, but with our API, you can take information in the beginning and customize each book that you print. So we have some people that do this with keto diets. So if you're doing keto or carnivore, you're asking some information from the user in the beginning, and then you're giving them a custom meal plan based on what they've told you. And with our API, you can facilitate that. Also children's books. We see a lot of people that do this with children's books. It's super adorable. So you ask, what is the child's name? What's their favorite color? What's their pet's name? And then that ends up in the book. So a lot of customization opportunities there. So if Lulu Direct, our Wix, Shopify, or WooCommerce doesn't work for you, the API will work with Squarespace, yeah.
And API is a code that your website designer could put into your site, right?
That's exactly right. Yes, it'll take a little bit of tech savvy, or if you have a coder on staff, it's free. It's one line of code. You'll put it in the back end of your website so that our platforms can talk to each other.
And honestly, a simple option also is just to link to your book page in the Lulu bookstore. So
oh, absolutely.
yeah, if you want to bypass all the coding,
yeah,
that way.
Yeah, and that's a great way to just get started. So if you are thinking, oh, this is interesting, or I want to try it out, Just a simple hyperlink to your book on the bookstore can save you a lot of time and give you all the functionality of Lulu.
You mentioned 40,000 distributors globally. How do you get the books on their list? I guess not all the books through Lulu and in the list of all the distributors. What is the logic there? How does it work?
Yeah, so good question. So we are borrowing some language from Ingram. Ingram is the biggest distributor in the US. They distribute all over the world through their other partners. So we distribute to Ingram's catalog. If you want your book in bookstores or libraries, a lot of bookstores will only buy from Ingram's catalog because they have the wholesale stuff already set up. So if you do publish with us in a retail and distribution eligible format, then you can submit your book through retail distribution, and as long as Ingram accepts it, then your book will be listed in their catalog. Retailers all over the world can choose to stock it. So that would also be a conversation we need to have with them. So you'll need to reach out to your local bookstore and say, hey, would you carry my book? It is available in Ingram's catalog, or maybe you could do something on consignment just on your own. But that just means it's available. So if you do have a conversation with a retailer and they say we only order from Ingram, then you can say, hey, my book's up there. You can search it and they'll be able to find it.
Can you explain more about using Lulu versus your own imprint? And if you use your own imprint, is your personal address then available in search?
So using Lulu as your publisher for, I would say, 90% of our authors is not a problem. Most people really aren't looking that deep into the ISBN, then it doesn't really matter if they do. But if you do want to, if you say, I want to establish my own publishing imprint, then you go to Bowker in the US, and there are others across the globe. You'll buy a batch of ISBNs. You'll put in your publishing imprint. So maybe I'm Chelsea Publishes, hopefully something more creative that you could come up with. But then all my books are published under that imprint. So you're essentially setting up your own publishing house and using print on demand to fulfill it. So if you do just want more autonomy and more brand control, you can do that. The other thing about that is if you decide that you need to leave Lulu for one reason or another, you can take all your ISBNs with you if you own them. You cannot take Lulu's ISBNs to another platform. So that's just something else to consider. But it's really just about you and your goals for your book. If you're publishing multiple books, if you want to publish other people's work under your imprint, that might be worth starting your own. And then was there a second part to that? Oh, the address one. I don't think, I would probably, if you're going to start your own imprint, I would probably have a PO box for it. Maybe that would come up, but that's as far as I would know.
Yeah, and your imprint is tied to the ISBN. So if you take a free ISBN from Lulu or from anyone, your book's going to be tied to the issuer of that ISBN. So if you want your own imprint, buy your own ISBNs through my identifiers. Very simple solution to that. Does Lulu have in-house consultants to walk an author through the process and options?
We don't. I would be more than happy if you email me. I'm happy to answer your questions or hop on a call and kind of talk through it with you. We don't have that necessarily, but we have a ton of people on our support team that are more than happy to help. With our e-commerce stuff, we do have folks that'll walk you through the process because there's a lot of moving parts. But we also have a ton of resources. We have a ton of tutorials on exactly how to publish your book. We have blogs on it, podcasts, webinars, all kinds of stuff. So I would recommend looking there. And then we have a knowledge base as well. If you're not finding what you're looking for, or you have a really specific question, reach out to me and then I'm more than happy to help.
And it really is easy, you guys. We've uploaded tons of files through Lulu. It is super fast and easy. So as long as you follow the format requirements, it's really easy to do. Is it easier to go through Lulu to get on Ingram or go to Ingram directly? I don't think you can go to Ingram directly as a single solo author.
That's right. Yes. Yeah. So you would have to go through Ingram Spark, and then it's just going to depend on your preferences, what you're looking for. A couple differences between us would be, again, we don't charge for title fees or revision fees. So if you are really trying to do this within a budget, that might be a good consideration for you. Ingram Spark's platform, I have used it more recently. I do think ours is more intuitive, but that could be a personal preference. Obviously, I'm a bit biased, but that was my experience. So it really comes down to your budget, what you're looking for. Do they have the features that you need? Do they have the trim size you need? Are you trying to do coil bound? Things like that. But you can't, to Stephanie's point, you can't get into Ingram's catalog directly. You would have to go through either Ingram Spark or Lulu. My vote is Lulu.
All right, I think we did it, Chelsea. This
Yay!
was fabulous. You said you'll share the slides. If you can send them to us, we will get them shared with the recording.
I will.
With all the hacking going on, what type of security protocols are in place to protect uploaded work?
Yeah, great question. So at Lulu, our website is, I don't want to say it's like Fort Knox and then jinx us, but we are constantly trying to update our security on our website. As far as you selling through Shopify, WooCommerce, or Wix, they're going to be doing the same things. These platforms really want to make sure that your information is encrypted so that their reputations aren't soiled and that you're selling in a safe space. So all those places outside of Lulu, the payments are going to be encrypted, so that information is not going to get stolen if that's what you're asking. And then as far as Lulu's side, we have a lot of security measures that are in place so people can't crawl our website, they can't hack it. Of course, these things do happen, but we try as hard as we can to protect the work that is on our site and certainly the people that use it. That's very important to us. We're doing as much as we can to make everybody safe and make your content safe. And then if you're using a direct sales, then those platforms would be doing the same as well, I would imagine.
Well, and honestly, books are public information, right? Anyone
Right.
can buy a copy of your book and pirate it. So, that it's just a risk that we all take sharing our work in the world. And I don't think it's a huge concern. Does it happen? Yes. And which reminds me, someone else asked about who holds the copyright when you publish with Lulu.
You do. We do not want it. It is all yours. Yeah, and we have a couple of different copyright levels that you can choose: Creative Commons, your standard copyright, and then there's one other that's escaping me, but you can choose which one you want. So if you say, I want this book to be available for anyone to use, quote, and redo or whatever, Creative Commons is great. Your standard copyright license is good for, again, like 99% of the folks. And then there's another one that you can look at as well. Also, Google it. There are a ton of people who have gone through this process. So if you're looking at what we have, you're confused. We give a little description under each one, but yeah, you have the copyright and that's yours to keep.
And always register it with copyright.gov. Please,
Yes.
please do that. Chelsea, you're fabulous. You got lots of great feedback here. Thank you so much for this. Really fabulous. We will share the recording and the slides.
Yes.
Remind everyone how to connect with you.
Yes, cbennett@lulu.com. If you enjoyed this, then our YouTube channel, I also host a series called Lulu University there. So you can look at that. We do a lot of tutorials and just try to help folks publish as best they can. And so check that out. Yeah, but email me if you have other questions. I'm happy to help always. And Stephanie, you've built such a beautiful community. I'm always so honored to be here, to be a part of it. So thank you so much for having me.
We appreciate you, Chelsea. Thank you again. Enjoy the rest of your week. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. We appreciate you all. Have a great rest of your day.
Bye,
Thanks, everyone.
everyone.
Thank you for attending this webinar by the Nonfiction Authors Association. Since 2010, we have helped thousands of writers learn to write, publish, and promote books that make a difference in the world. If you need support navigating the complexities of the publishing industry and want to reach your author goals faster, you can learn about membership benefits, courses, and additional resources by visiting nonfictionauthorsassociation.com.